Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, hey, sister girl, let me ask you this question. Are you starting to think about summer? I know a lot of people are thinking about summer, thinking about what you're going to wear. Are you going to be able to fit your summer clothes? How are you going to feel during the summer? And how are you going to get ready for summer? So, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about that. Um, Let me just say this. You don't get ready for summer when summer hits. You need to be thinking about summer now, right? My name is Robin Heron, and I am your carnivorous grandma. Welcome back to Hey Sister Girl. Um, I'm certified in nutrition, and I'm also a Kilt certified health coach. And I want to welcome you to Hey Sister Girl. So, we want to start getting ready, getting prepared, start thinking about summer and because our body is not going to change what it does with food, and we talk about that food is information, right? Your body doesn't change what it reads that information as just because the season changes. So we need to get form those habits now, and we want to focus on that today. So as you guys can see, y'all see my background back there. My friend G, she is out here living her best life. She is on a cruise. She's going to be gone for like a month. That's so crazy. And so she living her best life, but she did not leave us hanging. So she sent in a few quick messages that we're going to share during this show today. It's going to be a short show, but I think it will be powerful. So get ready for that. But let me go ahead and share G's first clip.
That part right there, your habits, that's the part people keep trying to work around because it's easier to say, it's the season, I'm on an event, I'm on vacation, than it is to look at what you keep choosing inside of that vacation, that season. Your body isn't confused. It responds to what you repeat. So when your results change, something in your pattern changed first. Oh, by the way, hey everybody, it's G Round, the Lifestyle Changer. I am a certified nutritionist trained in the standard American diet. And that's important to say because guess what? I don't recommend it. But let me make this clear. I'm not a doctor. I'm just someone who had to figure this out for myself. And now I help others to do the same. So Robin, let's get into it because this is where people either stay consistent or start over.
It, right? We do not want to be starting over. We want to stay consistent, and we're not going to start over and over and over again. My mantra is hashtag never starting over again. So I remember being on diets and having to do this and that, and falling off the wagon, let the wagon roll all over me, all that kind of stuff, and be like, oh my gosh, I have to start over again on Monday. This is not something that we want to continue to do. So we want to think about preparation right now, not when we get into the scenario, right? So, what G just said is the starting point. You don't fall off because summer shows up, right? You fall off because you didn't make your decisions ahead of time, right? Let me say that again. You didn't choose before you got there, right? So if you wait, is it cold outside where you are? Because it's cold over here. I'm in what I like to call Waukesha, Waukesha, Wisconsin. And it is cold here, but I'm thinking about summer now because what am I going to do? How am I going to prepare? What kind of things am I going to eat? What am I going to be thinking about when summer hits, right? So you don't wait until it gets hot outside. Don't wait like until your schedule changes like mine just did. I just got into this new job, y'all. Ah, and it is really, really something. It is a change of pace, to say the least. It's a change of pace. So, that schedule change can't impact the way you choose to eat and live your lifestyle, right? It won't change because you're outside more. You're going to be outside more in the summertime, hopefully being able to get out and do some hiking, do some walking, get some more movement, yard work, and all the like, right? So we don't want to wait until all that hits. And then try to figure it out. We're going to figure this out now. We don't want to be behind in the moment. We don't think clearly, but we just react to the situation, right? So that's when our decisions become emotional and then convenience take over. I got to tell y'all this little story, quick story about I was in the airport a couple of weeks ago, and I thought I would be in the airport for about an hour. And I ended up being in the airport about, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours, a very long time, and not getting out of the airport until after like till 2 in the morning or something like that. Flying out, my finally flew out. And I had to make a decision like, what am I going to do? Because I am a carnivore, period. I don't eat anything but meat and eggs, and pretty much that's it. So, what am I going to do while I'm in the airport? So, I had to make some choices, right? Convenience foods, because they didn't, I was like, what kind of airport don't have a McDonald's? I don't understand that. Where I could get some burger patties. But anyway, at any rate, I ended up eating like some sugar free beef jerky because I can't tolerate sugar at all. And then some beef sticks, beef and pork sticks. And that was what I did. On this past weekend, yesterday, as a matter of fact, was that Sunday yesterday? I was in the airport again. Why didn't I eat breakfast? What in the world? Why wouldn't I just go ahead and eat breakfast? Anyway, I didn't. So I was in the airport again for all the live long day and had to make some decisions and some choices and decided that I would just fast. I did end up eating once I got to the Detroit airport, but y'all, was it worth it? Not really. No, it was very expensive. So that convenience factor, like what are you going to do when the situation is not conducive to your lifestyle? These are choices that you have to make. So that's when we start reaching for what's easy, right? Instead of what actually works. So what we're trying to do today is we're trying to get ahead of all of that by removing the guesswork. We're going to talk a little bit about what it is that we're going to eat when it gets hot outside. And then when the season shifts, we don't shift. We continue on doing our thing, staying in our pattern, and letting our foundation stay the same. All right, let's hear from G.
So hear this, nothing changes faster than unplanned days. The less structure you have, the more you start deciding in the moment. And those in the moment decisions, that's based on how you feel, how I'm feeling. Oh, I feel like some chocolate. I feel like a burger right now. I feel like this. I feel like that. Those are what you are deciding in that moment. And if you base it on how you feel, not what you said you were going to do, that's where things start drifting. You're not crashing, you're drifting. It's like putting your car in drive and taking your hands off the wheel, right? You might not feel it right away. Ho, ho, but you're not staying on the road. And that's how people end up somewhere they never planned to be. You didn't fall off. You just stopped deciding. So, Rob, show them where the drift shows up, because most people don't catch it until they're already off.
Yeah, so that's right. We want to make sure that we catch ourselves before we start to drift, right? We don't need a new plan. What we need to do is we need to make our decisions in advance, right? Because what happens every year is this. You know summer is coming. So you know the temptations that go along with summer, right? You know the foods that you enjoy in the summertime. What are you doing now to get ready to not drift, right? So, not deciding ahead of time, you let your environment lead you. It's hot, so I'll just have a little of this refreshing watermelon. It is so refreshing. It is, I'm outside more, so I'm going to just have a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and stop and grab something. And then it's summer, so I'll just have a little bit of this delicious sweet corn. I'm going to tell y'all, the sweet corn was my downfall. That thing got me so tied up, I couldn't even get myself back on track. It was terrible. So those things pop up, right? And, that feels small in the moment, but it changes the inputs. And as we say, the food that you're putting in your mouth is information for your body. And if you are putting the wrong information in, you're going to get the wrong results out. When your inputs change, your outcomes definitely are going to follow. Let me give you an example. Okay. Y'all know I can't tolerate dairy, but at least those of you who watch consistently, you know I can't tolerate dairy. One day, I decided I was just going to have a little bit of this Alfredo sauce that my daughter made. I'm going to tell y'all, my baby daughter, she makes some slamming Alfredo sauce and it's absolutely delicious. Decided I was going to have a little bit of that. Well, changing my inputs also changed my outputs. My hands, the blisters just popped right on up. And then I had to deal with that for about 4 weeks. So, your outcomes follow what inputs you decide to allow in. So, when you allow those wrong inputs in, right, like you allow the sugar to come back in, your cravings are going to come back. As long as you're not having sugar, you're not going to crave sugar after a time, right? But as soon as you add it back in, you're going to start having sugar cravings again. Your hunger will feel different. A lot of people, when you hear people talk about being on carnivore, they talk about the fact that they are not hungry. You can fast and you can go without eating for a long period of time because your hunger completely changes. Well, you want to change it back? Go on back to eating the same stuff that you used to eat before. And then your energy will start to dip. So now you're right back to managing symptoms instead of building momentum, which is what we want to do. So we're going to cut that off right now. That is our goal, is to cut that off at the pass before the summertime hits. We want to get ready so that we're not making our decisions based on how we feel in the moment, but based on what we already know works. All
If
right.
you don't set a standard for yourself, everything feels like it's an option. And when everything is an option, you start choosing what's easy. This is more convenient. You swing by, that's why they're convenience stores. They swing by. You can turn around and pick up anything. Unfortunately, you don't pick up what works for you. That's why people say, I don't know what to eat. You just ain't decided what to do. And once you decide, you stop negotiating with yourself. You don't decide on purpose. You repeat on default. So go ahead and walk that out for them, because that's where people either simplify this or just keep starting over.
All right, so that's not what we're going to do. We are not going to keep starting over. I see Simpson in the chat asking me about fasting. I did say when I was in the airport yesterday that I was fasting, and I did fast until I got to the Detroit airport, and I went to Smash Burger. Let me just tell y'all, the burger patties, they were just really, really expensive, so not worth it. I probably would have been better off just fasting on through. Anyway, you have more options than you think for this summertime deal that we're getting ready to get into, right? So you don't have to revert back to the old ways that you used to do things, right? We're going to keep it simple because we don't have to overcomplicate things, and we don't want to overcomplicate things. When the weather gets warm, people assume their options go down. But in fact, they don't go down. They actually go up. So let's go ahead and break that down. So when we're thinking about convenience foods that require little to no effort, think about something like cold burger patties. Like, I always talk about preparation, right? So y'all know, if you watched my video yesterday, you know I made purse bacon and left it on the counter. I was so sad. But make sure that you're prepared. Get that bacon ready, cook those burger patties and carry them with you. You can take some sliced steak, you can do hard boiled eggs, you can do some shrimp. It doesn't even have to be warm. You can do it cold. You can do some leftover salmon. You could do some tuna fish, right? Without thinking about anything about how to prepare it or what you're going to do with it, you can do these. These are your some no thinking options. You got a busy day, you're running around, you don't feel like cooking, you already have what you need, right? So then the other thing that I wanted to touch on is the fact that summertime is grilling season. Hello, somebody. Summertime is the time when you're going to be breaking that grill out. I grill almost every day when it's hot outside because I love the taste of grilled food. And my grill is easy. I can just push a button and turn it on. So summertime gives you access to grilling. A lot of people are doing cookouts. Instead of you having to go to somebody's house where they have made a lasagna in the wintertime, right? Or they made a bunch of pasta dishes or soups that have beans and whatever else in it because it's cold outside. Now everybody's grilling. You got the grilled hot dogs, you got the grilled steaks, you got the cookouts, barbecues, and all you got to do is leave that sauce off and you're good to go. It's one of the easiest times to stay consistent because but you have to approach it the right way. So do some burgers on the grill, put some steak on the grill, do some chicken on the grill, put some seafood on the grill. Keep it simple. And even if you're going places where people are grilling, people can make you some meat and not put anything on it, and you are good to go. So, summertime doesn't require a lot of heavy prep or heavy thinking. It's a great time to be a carnivore, actually. So we don't want to have complicated recipes. And in fact, most of the things that I eat and cook these days are super, super simple. Like, within 10, 15 minutes, I'm eating. So it's really, really easy. It's just real food prepared in the way that works for the season. And so get outside, get your grill going, and cook that food outside. All right. So what else? So now we've got both. We've got convenience. We got some cold options that we can use. Even like I said, I was in the airport. I found some sugar-free Archer Farms beef jerky, and I ate that. And it was very good, and I didn't have any reaction to it. So I was very happy. So those kind of options, those convenience store type options. And then, those cold options, that we just talked about. And then you got your grill options for freshness and variety. So this is not restrictive at all. It's not restrictive at all. It's opening all kinds of doors for you to eat the things that you love. It's really, really about flexibility. And that is what we get with this way of eating. All right. So I want you to make this mindset shift and realize that you are not losing options in the summer. You are gaining ways to make things easier. So I want you to take this with you into this coming season, right? As we're thinking about getting warm outside and what am I going to eat and all those kinds of things. We do not need a summer version of carnivore. Carnivore works all year long. You can eat the same food that you ate all winter in the summertime, okay? Be consistent, stay consistent. Same foods give the same signals, right? And you will get the same results. If you're like me and you break out with everything that's like a sidebar, then you won't have those breakouts. So that's really awesome. So we're not going to change what we eat, but I am going to change the fact that I'm going to go outside and put it on my grill, right? How I'm preparing it now that it's getting warm outside and how I'm making that work in my environment. So prep ahead, keep it simple, make it easy on yourself, and remove the friction from the things that you want to happen. What does that mean? So don't make it harder for yourself to do the things that you want. Make sure that you prepare in advance. Make sure that you buy the foods that you need to have to be able to prepare them and all those kinds of things, right? So remove the frictions from the things that you want to happen and then apply friction to those things that you don't want. So, like putting a Diet Coke outside. Right. So removing those excuses by removing the friction from those activities that you want to do and maintain your progress and continue to build on it. So I just wanted to have this discussion today. I got asked recently about, what are we going to do for the summer? And it feels like an obstacle in your mind necessarily for how to handle summer. But we're going to do more of the same in the summertime that we've been doing all year round. And so keep up the great work and build on your consistency. Um, so if you're really realizing that preparation might be the missing piece of what you need, you do not have to do this journey alone. We have a Hey Sister Girl Facebook group. This is a free group. It is on Facebook. You can search for it under Hey Sister Girl, and we would love to have you in there with us. That is our free option. So please come on in and be part of our Hey Sister Girl Facebook group. We continue these conversations and we support each other. And if you're looking for something more personal, more day to day, we have a Marco Polo group that is an option for you. And you can find the link to how to join that Marco Polo group on my website or on G's website. In our Marco Polo group, we connect in real time. We support each other. It's definitely a face to face 24/7 access type of a situation. So if you're looking for something like that, you can do that. And then if you're ready for more structure, we have coaching services that we offer. I offer my 90-day on-ramp coaching program, and we make things very clear, very simple. We make it personal to you and work with you, walk this journey out with you. If you're trying to transition to a sugar-free carnivore way of eating. Oh, don't let me forget to tell you guys about Impact. I have some big news, y'all. I'm so excited. I'm going to share this media thing with you here. Hold on a second. So, Impact is coming up, and let's see if you guys can see. Oh, hold on a second. There's a banner scrolling. I'm going to stop that. There you go. Can y'all see that? This is Impact 2026 Meet Up and Eat Up with Carnivorous Grandma and Friends. As you can see, it's September 5th, 2026 from 11 to 4. We are having an after party, 4:30 to 7:30. You see the ticket prices there. You can scan that QR code. It will take you to my Eventbrite where you can get your tickets. We got Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Nelson, Nurse Laura Russell is coming in. We got Ariana Heron. She's a physician's assistant. We got Sherrod, the Meat Man Brown. We got Julia Greenback Blatt. We got George Goodenough and Laney. We got Happy Sexy Health. A whole host of people, influencers, the people that you want to meet are going to be meeting up in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And down there at the bottom, you can see that we are going to be screening Healing Humanity, the documentary. That is going to be included in the I'm so excited to tell you guys are the first to know that we're going to be showing a screening of the Healing Humanity documentary at Impact this year. So you guys don't want to miss this. You do not want to miss it. Impact is going to be amazing, and I really, really hope to see you there. So finally, we are not waiting for summer to hit us and slap us upside the head and make decisions for us around food and eating and what we are going to do. We're taking control of that so that we can stay consistent, be ready, think about it in advance, and be prepared to live your summer out with health and vitality. All right, you guys, we will see you next week. I will be back next week. G is going to still be on the cruise, but I'm sure she will have some more clips for us. And so we're going to talk about whatever it is we talking about on next week. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.